Welcome to another episode of Lunch with the Shark. Join us as we dive deep into discussions about business, accounting, and finance to help you build a business that thrives. Now sit back and have a bite with your host, the Shark CFO, Vidal Espinosa.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to a new edition of Lunch with the Shark. I am your host, Vidal, the Shark CFO Espinosa. And this is a very, very nice day here in San Diego, California. We are actually at a very decent temperature. I think it's been months since we haven't started the air conditioning at here at your house. So I'm pretty sure my mom is super happy because she hates air conditioning and she's always freezing. But hey, the house can get extremely warm when it's really, really hot outside. So it's been a very, very relaxing weekend. Let me tell you one thing. I actually unplugged completely from my cell phones, from my emails, from my computers, from everything that has to be with the business and the electronic devices. And I actually enjoyed just doing nothing. I got a little bit of anxiety. Nevertheless, I actually relaxed, calmed myself. I was going to cook on Saturday. I didn't. I am actually going to cook today. I'm going to prepare ossobuco for the family. I actually have the veal shanks already marinating in some fresh cow milk to make it even tender. So I'll tell you how it comes out. It's one of the dishes that we used to cook at my restaurant, Zio, and it was a award-winning dish. Award-winning dish. That is right. We won several awards at my restaurant. I'm a little bit competitive, so every time I don't win, it's not good. But I learn a lot, though. I learned a lot. For whomever is in the U.S., the IRS came out today with guidelines for the tax deferment on the employee withholding taxes. Now, let me explain one thing. The employees are not the ones who are going to select or elect or request the deferment of those taxes. Taxes that are withheld from the employee, it falls on the employer. It's the responsibility of the employer to withhold those taxes. Therefore, they are the ones who are going to make the decision whether to withhold them, stop the withholding or not. Okay? And it doesn't mean that they are not going to be paid. They have to be paid back in 2021. What this is going to do, this is going to help the employees get more money at the end of each pay period. Okay, so there's going to be no tax withholdings or based on your employer for Social Security, Medicare, but you still have to pay them next year. Now, a lot of people are hoping that they actually completely forgive those taxes. Now, it's up to Congress, not to the president, nor to the IRS, to forget or to stop any taxes. So it has to be Congress who approves the forgiveness on those taxes. Now, if your employer does not withhold you those taxes and those taxes are forgiven, then you can request a refund. So it's a bit complex, okay? It's the same thing with people that have requested the PPP loan, and there's people are requesting to have them completely forgiven, but at the same time, the IRS has ruled that we have to reverse those expenses from the tax return, so making them non-deductible. Any expense from a tax-free revenue could not be considered a deduction. So there's people there negotiating. There's conflict between the agency, the Internal Revenue Service, and Congress and the actual intention of our government, meaning the presidency and the Congress, as to the intention of the help support on the CARES Act. So it's a bit complex. A lot of our advisors like us, we're aiming, instead of the 8-week, we're waiting for the 24-week period. If you're familiar with it, and requesting the forgiveness, because we're waiting to see what Congress it's going to come up with. Okay, remember, Congress is the only one that can dictate anything when it comes to taxes. The agency, Internal Revenue Service, they are only there to interpret what Congress meant after the president executes, signs those bills that become law, and then you take it from there. Okay? So this week, we're going to actually go over a very interesting topic that we've had a couple discussions internally based on how we feel, and I'm pretty sure some of our clients do the same, about business delivery. Yes. It's very interesting when somebody's trying to sell you, when somebody's trying to bring you in as a client, when somebody's trying to get your money or for you to become their client, how persistent they are. They're always answering your phone calls. They're always immediately responding to your emails. Like, they're doing everything in their power for them to make you sign that dotted line, get your credit card information, and that's it. Set it and forget it. We had conversations internally as to, fuck, this coach, they just wanted our money. There's no follow-up. There's no, like, what did they deliver? Like, it was just crap. Or no, we did not take advantage of it. It's on us. Sometimes, as clients, you do not accept the fact that you are the one who is not utilizing the product or service that you purchased. Most of the time that's the case. Most of the time, it's on you, not on the service provider or the product deliverer. Okay? Understand, the objective. Okay? Coaches and mentors are always there to support you and help you. Okay? And today we're going to talk about the onboarding process. When you start your business, one of the hardest thing to do is to get your first client. It is the hardest thing to do because you're so freaking afraid to commit errors, mistakes, fuck up, period, to fuck up. You're so scared of not delivering the exceptional service that you want to deliver. Remember, paralysis by analysis. You want to be perfect. Forget about perfect. There's no perfect. Okay? So most people don't know what their unique selling proposition is, and so their marketing fumbles all over the place. You are so scared of launching that you have not a clear vision. Your vision is foggy. You want to offer everything. You want to give away everything in the house, everything, right? But you don't have a unique selling proposition. Period. Your vision is so foggy, so convoluted that I'm going to give you an example. A cleaning company. I asked them, hey, what's your unique selling proposition? Oh, we are going to use organic products. That's your unique selling proposition? Do you know how many cleaning companies are out there just 20 miles around where you are offering the same shit? Do you know, or are you certain that your client, or your prospect client, it's going to get your service because you have organic freaking products to clean their house or their office? Yes, really. Quick search, Google, cleaning companies. 90% of them offer organic products nowadays. So, is that a unique business proposition? No, it's not. The thing is that you are not seeing clearly because it's your business, because you're trying to offer your client what you think it's right. Once you get it down, once you fumble, once you get clarity on that unique selling proposition, you are going to be able to pinpoint the marketing message that it's going to get you that first client. Once you get it down and things start to click, you're going to know. You are going to know what is right. Ask your potential clients. I am actually not afraid to pick up the phone, call a client, and ask them straightforward, hey, dude, what do you think we're doing wrong? Where can I get better? I did that last Friday in front of my team. And they were like, what are you doing? Like, they didn't even know what I was going to do. A client of us, I think I called them I don't know, something. The phone rang. And this client asks, call me, and he asked me, blah, blah, blah. And I said, hey, you know what? Can I ask you something? Could you be very honest with me? And he said, yeah, I'm always honest with you. Okay, but this is something that it's going to help us both. And I said, hey, where can I improve? Where can I become better so I can help you much better in your business? He immediately said, you know what? I would need to think about that. But the first thing that comes to mind is this. You are very executive when it comes to communicating your message through emails. You are very to the point, and sometimes we, the clients, are not at that level. That's a very, very valid answer. I actually took it 100% as a learning experience. And what I need to do is I actually need to start explaining myself to everyone, regardless, as if they were a 3-year-old. That's the same. It's not that like I'm going to be like bring it all the way down. But that's actually a good criticism with a validation of our level and them actually being very honest with us and telling us where the hell we are fucking up. That's simple. So, but we've been in business for 24 years. Now, when it comes to your first client paves the way for the setup of the rest of your business life. Let me tell you a little bit about the first time I got my first client. And this is not going to be my first client when it came to the accounting firm. This is going to be the first client in my Tijuana restaurant. Okay? I've never had opened a restaurant from scratch. I became a restaurant because I bought an ongoing, fully operational restaurant here in San Diego. So for me, the very first time I fully opened from the scratch, from the bottom up, a restaurant was in Tijuana. Okay? So from construction all the way to saying, fuck it, we're opening tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. for the first time. That was a scary moment because I wanted it to have everything perfect. Everything had to be excellent. Well, everything and anything you can imagine went wrong because it was our very first time with our very first client. Okay? And mind you, paying client that it's not a relative, a friend of yours, an acquaintance of yours, no. Those don't count. Those are soft openings. Those are trial and error. You can fuck up with them because obviously there's a good communication, good relationship there. They are not true clients. True client is the very first client that walks into your door, sends you a request that you have never met in your life before. So I remember that I was at the office and my mom was helping. Everybody was helping to set up the dining room because I said, you know what? This is over. This is done. Like either it's today or it's today. We cannot extend or postpone the opening of the restaurant because it's just costing me money. So everybody was working. I remember that the restaurant was 2 stories. The second floor did not open that day, obviously for very obvious reasons, because everything that was not properly in place or set up was up there. They just dump it there. So the main dining room and the patio was nicely set up. That actually paved the way to the first with our first client as to the processes, how they're going to go, where things were going to be set up, and things like that. So my very first client paved the way. The way they were greeted, the numbering of the tables, where things were going to be placed, everything they could imagine. But everything they could imagine were wrong. It went wrong. In retrospect, yes, it went wrong. Even though the client had an amazing experience, internally, everything went wrong. Okay, so the client never, I imagine, I hope so, I wish they didn't realize what was going in the back of the kitchen, what was going wrong, because we tried to disguise it. But everything after the second, third, fourth client started shifting. We started tweaking until we got it as if it was a very well-oiled machine. The reason I'm sharing this story is that I don't want you to make the same mistakes that I made with my very first client. Because here's what I learned. The first thing is I had no idea how we were going to use a point of sale. This can be translated into having a contract when it comes to a service provider. This contract protects you and them from he said, she said, all the deliverables, expectations, warranties, if there are any, and other important clauses that should be in a contract. In the accounting firm, we have 5 documents that they must be signed, initialed, fully executed by both parties because we actually interact with a lot of confidential information. We have privacy laws, we have compliances, we have authorizations for credit cards or checks, a shitload of things, okay? So at the very beginning in the accounting firm, I did not have those agreements. Mind you, we've had amazing clients. When we offboard, we actually part ways amicably. We haven't had a client that has gone yelling, screaming, or with a very bad taste of mouth that we've known. I'm pretty sure there will be. But a contract, it's an agreement where both parties are fully aware of what's going to transpire. Now, it's very important that at least you draft 1-page contract. Please don't download it from Google. Please don't utilize a contract from a friend of yours. Have an attorney draft that agreement. Have it as a very important document that you must have prior to getting your first client. Okay? At least send them an email to that first client with agreeing to very vital information like, hey, you agreed to start with me working on this day. We agree that the amount that I'm going to charge you per day, per month, per hour, whatever it is, it's going to be this. You are going to pay me on a 10-day period. You know how the contract could be? It can be the rules of the game. That's it. Don't be scared of having them sign an agreement or not. You are signing agreements every time. Even when you go searching on a website, you agree that they are adding cookies to your cache. You agree. That's a contract. That's an agreement. So your life, it's ruled by contracts. I'm not an attorney. Consult with an attorney, but it's a very vital part of it. Follow this advice. It's going to save you shitload of problems. Onboard them. What the hell does that mean? Here, onboarding for the restaurant industry was like taking them to their table, presenting their waiter, okay, having the busboy or the assistant to the waiter fill their glasses with water, bring the bread basket, bring them the menus, whatever it is. It's taking them into your house, which is the front of the house, your dining room, making them feel welcome, and telling them, hey, this is what you can order through the menus, and these are today's special. When it comes to service, it's like going through the process of telling them what to expect, what are the rules of the game, so you have everything you need from them and everything they need from you. Clarity. You get, for instance, in the office, we get their full name, their date of birth, their social security, their driver's license, front and back. We get their mailing address. We get their home address. We get their office address. We get all the necessary information that we know so far based on our experience, so we don't bother them as much as only it's necessary. Okay? So we have all that. If they are starting a brand new business, we have a checklist. Create a checklist. Create a checklist for your very first client, or utilizing the example of your very first client. And here's a very nice way to do it. Put yourself in the shoes of your client and have somebody else be you. Now, if you transmit to the you what your business is all about, they're going to be able to interact with you, the client, in this exercise based on how they expect you to interact with them. That's going to give you a lot of clarity, and it's going to give you a lot of aha moments. Aha, Ana Georgia. Okay? It's going to help you see the perspective of your business from the outside. Okay? On the onboarding process, get all their contact information, right? So get all their basics, get all the basic information that you think it's going to be necessary. Your onboarding process, it's a living organism. Your onboarding process, it's going to change constantly until you get it excellent. Okay? Try it, trial, error, trial, error, trial, error, trial, error, until you get it to the point. Now, mind you, not everybody has, for instance, in our business, in our industry, accounting, not everybody has a business license. Not everybody requires a seller's permit. Not everybody. So if you know for a fact that they don't need it, we just do NA, and we don't even bother them with those acronyms or names or I don't have that. Like, how do I get it? Why didn't the other accountant got it? Well, because you don't need it. If you are a service provider and you don't sell a product and you are onboarding that client onto an accounting firm, why would you bother them or bug them with a seller's permit? If you are a good accounting firm, you know that they don't need a seller's permit. If they're in a certain city, they might not need a business license. If you are acquainted with that county or city or whatever, you'll know that they don't need it. So just simply don't request it. Show professionalism. Okay? Set their expectations. How? How am I going to set up their expectations? Very simple. This is really important though. Okay? By the end of the conversation on this onboarding call or email or Zoom call or whatever, they should really have a firm understanding of what your delivery times are, your response times to their emails, text, phones, what they can expect of you, and what you can expect from them. Many times, customer service problems are when expectations are not laid out clearly. This is so crucial and important because here it's the foundation to a good customer service. I'm going to talk about us because this is the examples I can give you and how we can control them and how we act to them. Is like we let our clients know that our response time to the emails are between 48 and 72 hours. Yes, we are not glued to our email. Yes, I don't have my business email on my cell phone. Yes, I don't carry my cell phone every freaking moment of my life. We answer our emails 48 to 72 hours. We lay that out, okay? And I only read email noon, 4 o'clock. Noon, 4 o'clock. As soon as our clients send us an email, they get a response from our server saying, we got your email. Your email is in the server. We should read it between 12 and 4. If it's urgent, please call the office. We let them know. Now, if you send us a message through another application like WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, text message, well, they're the same rules. We try to accommodate every single client as better that we can do as possible. But if when we lay that with clarity, they know what to expect. It's not like I sent you an email 5 minutes ago, you haven't answered. Well, I'm not glued to my email, but did you relay that message to your client? Hey, why don't you answer my phone call? Well, because my secretary, my assistant, the office receptionist answers the phone. And if I'm in a meeting, I can't answer. Yeah, but I call your cell phone. Yeah, but my cell phone is silent and I have to work. Same as you, right? You don't say it that way, but you think about it. If you are a doctor and I call you, well, doctors are in previous appointments with other patients. The doctor is not carrying his cell phone, I hope, when he's on surgery or when he is with another patient. Put yourself in the shoes of the service provider, and the service provider has to put themselves in the shoes of the client. Now, whatever is important to you might not be important to them, and vice versa. You can be aware of that. You need to let your client be aware of the way you work. Okay? We, for instance, at Invictus, we only meet with clients on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Because if we were to meet with clients every single day of the week, we would not be able to finalize the work load for every single client. So we've determined that Tuesdays and Thursdays were the best days to meet with clients based on our experience. And we let our clients know, hey, we have a meeting for you on Tuesday or on Thursday. These are the hours. Oh, what about Wednesdays? We can't. We're fully booked, working. And we say it clearly. Hey, you know what? We need to work on whatever we're going to deliver on Thursdays or whatever it's coming up, blah, 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 blah. We explain to them our process. Now, our problems should not be your client's problems. Okay? We have to deal with it. Okay? So be very clear on the expectations, the deliverables. What am I going to get your fees? Well, first of all, you're going to get peace of mind that everything is being done properly and your taxes are going to be as low as possible based on the strategies and or the processes that we have in place. Now, every month, you're going to get this, and this, and this. By when? No later than the third week of each preceding month. Can I get it before? No, you can't. Why? Because we have an internal process and we ask every single client that no later than third week of each month, you're going to receive the following documents. It is what it is. That's the process. That's how we do it. Now, if you require it prior, something like that, blah, 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 we have another tier of engagement. Based on your tier, this is what you can expect. Okay? You're not going to get less advice or a lower level of advice. You're going to get the same level of advice, but the deliverables are going to be on the third week, on the second week, or on the first week, based on the level of services that you contract. That's why it's very important, your contract. Okay? We actually have a welcoming guide that we've developed to tell the client what can they expect from us and what do we expect from them. If we don't get bank statements, if we don't get bank access, if we don't get this, how can we prepare financial statements for our clients? We can't. If you're a doctor and you request labs for your patient and the appointment it's tomorrow, and you call the patient and you say, hey, I'm just calling to remind you about your appointment. By the way, your labs are not in. We have to reschedule. And you get upset. Well, you as a patient, it's on you to go have had those labs done so you can give the tools to your doctor to get an accurate reading on your health. It's on you as well. It goes both ways. Now, with your very first client, you're going to learn. I recommend you that you write that down, action by action. Write it down. Write everything, every single detail, write it down so you start creating that welcome package, that onboarding checklist. Sometimes you're going to forget, but at least you'll have a checklist. Like, we'll use this as an example. You'll have a checklist here. You'll have a checklist of what's the basic information you need from the client. Remind them why they sign up. This is to remind them of the pain you're going to solve. It is to reinforce why they hire you to fix that specific problem. You hire us to forget about your numbers and your taxes at every point of the way through your business in this year. Our clients don't have to call us at the end of the year or March 15, oh, my taxes have not been done. No, because their taxes had been emailed to them middle of February as a draft for them to call us, or we schedule a meeting to review their numbers based on the financial information that we have previously sent through the months, and we've reviewed proactively every 3 months with them. We have that in writing. But we didn't do it with our first client. We've learned, right? So if you want to have it done prior to your first client, you're not going to have it done prior to your first client. Remember, business, entrepreneurship, it's a learning process. It's a learning process. Get their payment information. ¡Yuhu! In Spanish, aquí es donde torció la puerca el rabo. Get their payment information. If you haven't collected their payment information by now, this should be the point where you do it. It is also at this point, you should want to remind them of their payment plan, how it's deducted, and what are the consequences for non-payment. Be very clear. Remember, they are exchanging their money for your time and knowledge. Okay? They're exchanging their money for your time, but mostly for your knowledge. Your knowledge, it's invaluable, but you're giving them part of it for exchange of the money. Don't be afraid of charging them. Okay? Don't be. Charge them what you think you know you're worth. And if they complain, then first of all, the problem here, it's not on them. It relies on you because you have not been able to transmit the value that you deliver to them. Okay? You're going to learn through time. You're going to learn through a couple of clients. Okay? It happens. Don't worry. Create a follow-up system. Be proactive. All of your clients, you should have a follow-up system to make sure you deliver your services in the same way to every client. Not because one client pays you less or one client pays you more, they're going to get a different quality in your service and or your product. Everybody gets the same quality. Now, everybody does not get the same product or the same deliverables. Okay? But every client has to have consistency. The issue here is consistency carries systems and procedures. Listen, consistency carries systems and procedures. With your very first client, you're going to start setting systems and procedures in place. What I'm talking about right now, it's your first system and procedure, which is your onboarding of your very first client. This reduces the amount of errors you make and the problems with having non-deliverables issues. Hey, you did not send me financials. We have a process to do that, to validate whether we did or not send them financials. It's called going to your send folder in your email, searching for the email of your client, and forwarding them the email that you sent on the first, on the second, or the third week, as you promised, of those financials, with a very nice message and say, hey, you must have not seen it, or it might have gone to spam. That's it. Right? Pick up the phone. Hey, by the way, I send you financials. Do you mind checking? Do you mind checking your spam folder? But we have a process. Okay? This reduces the amount of errors. The new client should be included in your workflow when you are at a point that makes sense with the rest of your work. Your workflow. There must be a chart as to where you are in each point with your clients. Okay? It's very simple. You know what? We have access to our clients' bank statements. Okay? We download them, we account for them, but there's 2, 3, 4, 5 transactions in there that we do not recognize nor know what they were for. So we send an email, okay, with a follow-up reminder to ourselves. So if the client does not respond in 48 hours, we send them a reminder. Why? Because we are not going to be able to issue financial statements, which are our deliverables to our clients, if we don't have that information. Okay? And we have to reschedule their work for another time and day. This might delay our deliverables. We need to inform our client that if we don't receive that information on due time, it's not possible for us to deliver them their financial statements. Build a team or start building a team. Okay? Having a virtual assistant. This is a really, really good at keeping things organized. It's essential when it comes to your clients. Don't try to do everything on your own. Last night, we were watching Shark Tank here in the US. And there was this guy who was a motocross road bicycle competitor. And he actually invented it on his own. Yeah, he was an inventor. A soap to with dirt to clean dirty hands, oily hands. And according to scientific studies that he mentioned, dirt, it's a very good thing or very good element to clean greasy hands. So the product was amazing, right? And I was commenting about that. And he did the packaging. He did the marketing. He did the sales. He did everything. And when it came to the time of asking the Sharks, ask him, hey, so how scalable are you? He said, well, my cost currently is $1.85 per package or per packaging, yeah, per item. And if I sell 10,000, my price would go to $1.25, and if I sell 20, it would go under $1, and so forth. So one said, well, you don't need investment. What you need is sales. And he's like, yeah, but I can't sell and manufacture the product at the same time. So they were like, what are you talking about? Yes, I actually manufacture my product, I package it, and I sell it. And they're like, well, you're never going to be scalable because there's so much of you that can go around. You're not scalable. So my immediate reaction was, you are not an entrepreneur. You just created a job for yourself. You need a virtual assistant. You need to let go of almost all the processes and run your company. One of the Sharks said, you know what? This product goes straight or directly with what I do. But my condition or my offer is $85,000 for 35% of your company, but you're going to give me full control of the operation of your company. You need help. You need to learn how to become an entrepreneur. I'm pretty sure that this lady, after it, she converted that $85,000 into buying the company from him because he was actually just looking for employment. Your virtual assistant, it's going to help you keep your client files organized, help you with clients, any administrative questions like, hey, have they paid? Have they not paid? Provide you regular updates to the clients. She's going to be the one who calls, answers. It's going to be a major help. You cannot do it on your own. You will still be providing delivery, but instead of all the administrative stuff, you should be focusing on bringing in the next client. The next client. Growing your company. I hope this examples and this little things to do help you with the first system and procedure as to how to onboard your first client. Make sure you follow us on social media. Go and look at our new social media because we have new, brand new content every single day. In LinkedIn, we have special content on Instagram. Invictus Advisors, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube and Spotify channel to get previous episodes of Lunch with the Shark. And today I'm going to end up with a quote from the second largest automaker in the world. Do you know who's the second largest manufacturer, automaker in the world? No, it's not Ford. No, it's not. Toyota. Toyota is the second largest automaker maker in the world. So his founder, Sakichi Toyoda, said, before you say you can't do something, try it. It's been great talking to you. I hope to hear from you guys. Send us your messages. Send us your questions. Call. Send us an email if you need any support. We'll be more than happy to hop on a phone call with you, a Zoom call, my team or myself, Invictus-Advisors/Shark, and you'll get a 15-minute phone consultation. So it's been great seeing you. See you tomorrow. Bon appetit.
Thank you for listening to Lunch with the Shark. If you would like to set up a consultation with the Shark CFO, Vidal Espinosa, visit his website www.invictus-advisors.com and don't forget to subscribe on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn.